Welcome back to the VTuber News. This is Salvi, the one who resides on the right side of your screen most of the time, and I'm here now just to remind you guys that I do have a goal for, at the very least, until my birthday in June. I would love to be able to reach 20k subscribers, so if you could please subscribe and continue to watch these videos whenever you have a chance, I would really appreciate it. Just a small reminder, of course, and do enjoy the rest of the video. V&U, the same company that tried to charge Amano Seraphi $450,000 to leave her agency, over $450,000 I believe, to leave her agency, is crumbling, or at least that's what it seems like it's happening after recent news that I had gone over the weekend, and I'm reiterating for other reasons today. We are talking about this situation here with the announcement regarding V&U Entertainment that they are going to be going through company-wide restructuring. Which means that they don't see any good continuing the way that they're doing right now. It could be something that's going to help the talents, but right now, in the meantime, basically, this whole thing ended up being, okay, we're not going to give them any support for company-led projects, or productions, agency-wide collaborations, or merchandise releases for now, and we're just going to keep collecting the money. That's the way I took it. They put it as a restructuring, but who knows how long this restructuring is going to take. It could be a year, it could be more. That is the big risk when it comes to doing things like this, or this being announced for the talents themselves, and that is why I have no issue showing you this, which is a former community manager, or at least someone who was at least as close to can be a community manager for V&U, at least the English talents as far as I know. Anyway, here's some new personas for the V&U talents. Liora Limina. Liora became Alteri Limina, and Helen Celine Lo-Fi quit. Kokone became Co-Designs. Gen 2, Seraphi became Alien Mixture, and Alien Mixture, as I mentioned before, was the one, Amano Seraphi, her previous persona, was the one that was asked to pay, well, almost sued to pay $450K, because they wanted to charge her for everything. Now that she's leaving, they wanted to charge her for everything they'd ever done for her. Any merch sales that they helped her get through, any management time, that's what they were charging her for as well. They were charging her hourly for management time as well. They went and made a list of everything they had done for her. Her VTuber model, everything like that, every little cent that they had spent, and they were trying to recover it through lawsuit, or through at least trying to force a legal way to do it. Now, in the US or Canada, wherever she's at in the West, it does not work that way. It absolutely does not work that way. You cannot do that unless you sign a paper saying that that is what will happen if you ever leave. You can't do that. That is just extortion, pretty much. And that is what they went through. So that's why I have less of an issue saying these things, because many of these people might be leaving. And if they do leave, which more than likely is going to be happening, there's going to be a good reason to follow them. If you liked them before, if you liked who they were in V&U, this is a good reason to have this out here. Amoria became Yumiya Oneric. Maeve is Tori. Echo is Blair. All of these things are here. You can look for them yourselves if you want to. Suri is Mokatan. Sion is Pekoe. Mita is Norkyo. You have Gen 4. Mizma is Hoshinomufi. DK is Puella. Zelly is Gooby. Spectra is Valencia Seeker. And a lot of these people recently, with more recent news that had happened, I had already mentioned that a lot of these people did move on to their PLs, well, not PLs, but their indies, what they're going to be happening with indies. A lot of them created their new indies, or had their indies a while back and came back. Tomomi is Mimsy. Mivi is Kora. Serenity is Serendipity. Roa is Siansuna, and Cici is Ramu VT. And down here, we also have a server for all the old talents. Of course, this is an invite-only server that if you try to get into, you are going to get kicked out, so don't try to get into it. It says, nice, someone had to do it, but what a cluster F. Flipsy's base, no you. Over here, it says, random question, what the hell happened to the twins? Actually fully aware of what happened. I'm sorry I said ask me anything, but I must refuse this one. Not afraid of a lawsuit, but unlucky events happened, and by chance, and I'd rather not sully a lot of people's fond memories. Thank you for your understanding. Re-elected dynamic, and they said, I'll write you down the list of people to ping when they reappear. Watching all this go down, I'm reminded of the pay to leave allegations. Is that real, fake, grain of sand? If true, is impacting any all current former talents? Yes, there's an exit fee V&U is charging for early termination of contract. Any currently officially graduated talents had their contracts ran out and or bailed and or came out of the agreement. Here we go. Who would win a fight, Gojo or Dabura? I must answer Gojo at all times. DK will end me. We go here. What do you mean Helen, Silen, Lo-Fi quit? Did they even have a PL? As they don't feel like sharing their past lives, they don't have made or reactivated any of them since graduation. 0 online presence, all other ones activated, so I'm fine with sharing. Question is, how are you so based? Having experienced enough mistreatment, I can't help but want to make the world a kinder place. And that's what it is. There is very much still a negative connotation to anybody sharing information like this to the VTuber community, etc., VPLs, etc. I don't really care about that. I'm like her. I'm like this person, them. I'm like them. And Master saying that it is better for the community for this to pop up. People sending me their old and new personas going, are they the same? Ian Corpo VTubing is very nearly interconnected. There's very much an in group and an out group. My job is basically knowing people. That's why they're doing this. Let's take a look at some of the quotes that they have here. Dog, how did V&U mess this up so bad that an ex-community manager discloses all their talents PLs? Just like that. For anyone looking for the talents. And they are, they retweeted this over the weekend. They re-quoted this over the weekend. It says, when you realize the circle of people Pekobu often mentions on stream are just their former genmates, other names you didn't know. Sending love the way, their way if you can. Everyone just being really happy that they have now been told what their next ones are. It is a goated thing to do. It is doing it because of the situation that's happening now of, V&U no longer existing the way it did before, pretty much pulling out and being like, hey, yeah, we're not going to help you with all these things, but we're still going to take your money. Let me know what you guys think, though, because, it is still a hot button topic, whether to release the PLs or not. Let me know what you think. Ooh, subliminal messaging. Follow the squirrel. Subscribe to the squirrel. This is not a psyop. This is just me being a dumbass. Ooh, subscribe. It continues to get worse, and she continues to put her foot in her mouth. At least that's what some people are saying when it comes to Deme or Deme, who is a VTuber, a female English-speaking ADHD VTuber and Twitch streamer. We have this here, which she recently has gotten into a fight with Chibi Reviews, and she has gone below the belt. They both have gone below the belt. She started the whole situation with, saying, oh, aren't you the one that got cheated on? And then, he went below the belts as well. But here we go. It says, Chibi fans want to preach about men's mental health while making fun of a man's blank attempt. I got slashed accidentally when I pulled the scissors away from him, trying to save his life from a horrible decision. Obsession with the cuck fantasy also checks out. This is because, I think she's trying to justify that she got slashed by her ex. Well, not an ex anymore. It's her husband or her partner at this point. I had no idea that Chibi Reviews tried to take his own life. I don't wish that upon anyone. As I said before, I don't care about the guy in general. I'm not going to apologize to a guy who dated a teen when he's pushing 30. That is a Kiwi Farms, from what I understand, a Kiwi Farms idea that popped up. I don't know if it was ever backed up by actual evidence, but that is one of those Kiwi Farms things that pops up occasionally. Scammed his fans of thousands of dollars of the Kiwi Farms thing. That never happened. Also, that never happened. Never in my life have I heard of people siding with a cheating future wife in any scenario. To be honest, yeah, I'm not surprised the guy doesn't understand boundaries consent. So they're doing the whole Darvo thing. If you want to hate me right now, and hate me though, how I speak and carry myself, fair game. However, you're going to do the complaint about harassment on Twitter and cause harassment on me getting physically harmed makes zero sense. Anyway, I'm going to continue my Japan trip. It says, please don't let him find out, otherwise he'll stab me with the scissors again. This has to update the tweet, since I didn't want to spread misinformation. My bad on that. Literally, nothing burger in more ways than one. Plus, he started the childish bit of banter. So people are defending her when it comes to this. Other people saying, just stop. You're the one preaching about men's mental health while making fun of Chibi's mental health. You were told that he tried to blank himself and said you didn't care. F off with the revisionist history BS. He didn't date a teen while in his 30s. I legitimately think that didn't need to be such a big deal if people didn't get offended by you simply stating, you just like, I don't think anyone, well, there were people who did get offended by that, saying she doesn't want NSFW, like nudes made of her. You're 100% right, but generally you should just block and never interact with Chibi Reviews again. He's whining news his creator, so some people are attacking Chibi Reviews here. This whole thing escalated rather quickly. Just gonna leave this here. Why did no one address the elephant in the room? What do you mean his fiance was freshly 18 when he proposed? Over here, things about elaborated on an incident which she allegedly injured by a knife during an argument, and that is, the situation that happened with her was an ex for now, but now is, I believe, they're together again. As truth, what she said in her tweet is truth, not deny it. I wanted to specify that we both effed up. She hit me, screamed at me, told me she regretted dating another depressed guy, told me she thought I was copying her when I showed generous tendencies. It was a struggle for both of us, and neither one of us made life easier for the other, so they admitted that they did that kind of stuff. Other people are saying, they'd rise the internet on that story because most people don't know who he is or the S he's done. So people attack Chibi Reviews, people are just, doing both things. She says herself that she's not the best person, and of course, she hasn't shown her best side with what she did. And also, Chibi Reviews did go in a low blow, like I mentioned last time, for what he said as well. We're going here with, people saying you should have just stopped when you had the chance. It really has, honestly, ruined whatever small bit of reputation she may have had in the larger VTuber community. But then again, sometimes Twitter isn't necessarily the best space to figure out what's happening in the community, because people will spend all their days on this, doing a lot of quote retweets and things like that, just to bring in drama. Others will actually put commentary on the drama, but most will just try to meme into it. Says, why is it so hard for bees like you to admit you effed up and apologize? Says, no, get back here, you slag. Did I just see you edit out the fake screenshot of Chibi? This was a screenshot that she was using to allege that Chibi was someone who was into underage people during that time. And that's where she said later how to edit things out in order to have things be true or whatever. So in her anger, she decided to go and use a fake screenshot of that he was happy to see lollies in Walmart. And that, lollies, being a code word for kids in this case, not usually, but in this case, she was trying to use that as a code word for kids and saying that he likes kids and that type of thing. That's the implications she was trying to do here. It's lolly is a body type in most things. That's what it's meant to be. It's not really about underage or anything like that, but some people make it out to be that way. Says she goes, this Emerald Apple, saying it's a BPD type behavior where they do the deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. That's what Darvo is. That's what she's saying here. And people are going and doubling down and spreading lies and rumors on Chibi is not a good look. Didn't think she could go lower, but damn, LMAO. And Deme is cooking again, and Chibi cult is still in full meltdown mode. It's both ways, because both sides are having their defenders pop out and trying to justify what they have said. So let me see if I understand this correctly. You got the 7-inch slash in your right leg, on your leg, from him, not from an argument, but from a blank attempt. Meanwhile, on the post that you specifically did on calling him out during the time you left him, you specifically called him out and claimed how happy you were to get away from him, only later to get back with the very same abuser. Unless you have a case of Stockholm Syndrome kicking in or someone effed up S that would make you want to get back with him, anyone in the right mind wouldn't get back with an abuser. So yeah, people are getting angry at her for doing that, because she did allege that he abused and that he actually cut her and that kind of thing in the past. And other people were saying just because people call out something obviously wrong doesn't mean they're picking one side or the other. The world is nuanced, and not Chibi fans versus Deme fans. People saw behavior that crossed the line. Like I mentioned, both sides crossed the line. It can be various shades of gray. You've talked about caring about men's mental health, yet you publicly insulted and shamed a man past trauma, then you drove them to gay men. You did that. Instead of straightforward acknowledgement, there was doubling down, edits to remove information, disinformation, deflection, lumping everyone in to disagree with you with Chibi fans, saying you care about men's mental health one moment and then weaponizing a man's vulnerabilities and pain the next is what a lot of people are reacting to. Shows that the care is conditional. You grift and pretend to give space for men to open up and feel seen a little, but the moment you dislike someone, the same information becomes ammunition to shame, and that is the big issue here. She used it as ammunition to shame somebody. Men's mental health is extremely important, but it is absolutely vile to do that. Now, what's also vile is people saying that she was because she was either stimming, which means that you move around just to kind of stimulate the body. If you have ADHD or autism like myself, sometimes you have behaviors that, where there's movements, there's things like that you'll do to stim to basically kind of give your brain some movements of stimulation, because it feels, it can calm you down. It can keep you anxious to be still in some situations. So because of that, she is being alleged to have had relations with a partner while she is actually just most likely stimming. Let's take a look at what they say here.
I just need to calm down. I'm calm now. I hope you're pulling my read slower. You just gotta lock in, dude. Okay, sorry.
And there she is with the bouncing that people are alleging is, having, like this person says, getting railed. I highly doubt that. But people do that to stim a lot of times, like I mentioned. Some people will have a leg shake. Some people will move in their seats. Some people will do other things to do that. And I think that's what it is here. Because, again, they're continuing to say that this is her doing stuff. And then you have timestamps of somebody doing some timestamps of apparently plapping sounds and things like that. That's alleged. This is your evidence. I don't know if I'm not porn brained enough, but this ain't for me. So 9 months ago, how the hell did you find this? Source of this, her case is wild. People with ADHD do not experience moaning at random symptom of the condition. However, because ADHD brain constantly seeks stimulation to trigger dopamine release, certain associated behaviors might manifest as unprompted sounds or vocalizations in specific environments. Like I mentioned before, ADHD, I have it as well. I stim as well. It is something that your brain is just doing to get stimulation going. So yeah, it is. Stop making things up. You're lying. This video doesn't show S. This is actually real. I never watched Deme before, but now I'm fully blown curious. So yeah, it is one of those things that people are blowing out of proportion, and they are making things up because they are not liking the person involved. You don't do this. You don't go and do this. I mean, other people Parrot doing actual criticism. That's different. This can border on harassment. What's doing here, because like I said, more than likely she's stimming, and that is not anything sexual or anything like that. So you guys let me know what you think, though. I will put this here and also put other videos out there. So I appreciate you guys giving me your comments, as always. Takanashi Kiara is possibly going on a hiatus, not a long one, but a hiatus nonetheless from streaming. She is a female English-speaking VTuber associated with Hololive, debuting in 2020 as part of Hololive English's first generation, and we are going to be talking here. She's recently did her Drawn to Dawn thing. That was her recent concert, which was with Ina, and through a clipper, we have found out through one of her streams that she is possibly going to be taking a bit of a break from streaming. Let's listen in.
I was gonna say, I think since I'm gonna be on a grind up until MIF anniversary, I will, after that, after a long year of grinding, really, take a break and go on a hiatus. My first real hiatus. I mean, that other one,
yeah, she hasn't taken that
it was
much.
For the sake of moving. I'll go on a hiatus. Probably throughout the whole October for 1 month. Something like that. So that's when Tales of Eternia comes out, I think. But we'll just play it after. If I want to play it on stream. Yeah, and because of that, I also rethought about that little mini vacation that I wanted to take. Probably better not to take it, because otherwise I'm just gonna be adding more onto my plate in terms of being away from home. So maybe, I mean, October is not the best time to make vacation in Europe, but maybe I'll go somewhere else. I don't know. Yeah, I wanted to go somewhere after.
So yeah, she's gonna be taking a break from everything, which is good. She has been on the grind for a very long time, and whenever someone has decided to go on a bit of a break, I always back that up, because it is better for their mental health. You can easily burn yourself out, as they almost have myth, especially at the, they had the meteoric rise, and then just continuing to work hard at everything they do. It is good when they take a break, when they just give themselves some room to breathe, and I am very glad that Kiara's doing it, and I wish her well on this long hiatus. Not long, short, whichever one it is. I said long, I assumed long, but if it's a month, if it's a week, whatever it is, I wish her the best of luck. The Mad Lad actually did it, as we go to son Kenji, who is a VTuber, a male American VTuber, streams on Twitch. After the whole situation with Luminara and a real Kamana being called out and all the things that happened, not necessarily with Luminara themselves, but with the CEO of Luminara, the way that he mistreated people and that, he used people, that type of thing. Son Kenji decided to say, F it, make it a VTuber agency. It was on May 26th. And Mujin was like, it's mandatory for all of us to look like this. Can we skip that step? 8 times the charm, sign me up. Waiting for applications to open. All the people were like, yep. They went in, they thought it was all a joke. But then this happened. The VTuber company, official VTuber company debut trailer, talents. I think it's still a joke. I think honestly this is still a joke. Even if it's not a joke, I think it's more of a VTuber group versus an actual company. First talent debut of VTuber company is tomorrow at 6 p.m. PST. Stay tuned and see what's coming next. But I mean, they're doing what they can. They're really going far for that whole thing. They're doing the VTuber company here. They're taking a look at they're making like a full-on debut of each and every one of them there, and the Dr. Death and others there as well. And that's kind of funny that they're doing it that way. Like I said, I think it's still part of the joke, but if it's serious, then holy hell. Trailer is done by Rigoruma. Do you guys take applications? I think I lost my job from DK Graves, as recently, you would see in other videos of the situation that's happened there. PP Slayer cannot overstate this enough. Unmute this. How did y'all get the trailer done so fast? Among Us. This is the first best VTuber trailer by far. Can't wait. Okay, they're saying mute this. Unmute this. Let's see what happens. Oh God.
Kenji desu ka?
My asshole feel like an octopus.
What?
Oh, this mother didn't pick up.
Where the fuck is Doctor?
You got here so fucking late.
Because
Okay, that was all right. This is a joke. This is obviously a joke, but holy hell! I wish he would try to do that, because he probably would. It couldn't be much worse than what other agencies have done, like Luminara, V&U, and such. Couldn't be much worse. So what the hell? He actually did it. What a legend! Exactly. He actually did it. What a legend! This is insane. I find it funny. I think it's hilarious, and I wish the wonderful people at the VTuber company, the wonderful new VTubers of the first generation, I wish them the best of luck.
Destroying that pod seemed to
Okay,
work.
so where's the
Let's
next
go
one?
find some. Don't feel like swimming in that water. Well, we gotta get to the pod somehow.
We both swam in that water. Oh, just that.
Hey, that seemed to work. We can use the platforms to reach the pod. Good thinking, Roman.
There we go. I'm sticking my finger inside and I'm pulling it out. That's all I gotta say.
Let's go take down some more.
It's look. There's nothing wrong with sticking it inside and pulling it out. Look, if that's what's asked for of you, then that's what you do.
Maybe some bat gadgets will help.
Thank you guys for watching as always, and of course take a look, and if you enjoy everything, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, all those things that YouTube asks of you. Really do appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.